Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's build and play guide is going to be a little different than most of them because we're doing two ships, also kind of three ships, at once. We are doing an Eastern and the Southern Dragon right here. You can see they are the same exact ships, just different skins. And while we're on that note, this guide's going to be a little bit different because these should be relatively familiar to you because these are a Mayoko. Alright, they're just a premium Mayoko, exact same stats, exact same everything. So I'm not going to spend too much time on these stats. And today's match is going to be a little bit different for this ship, as you would normally see. But we're using Hagero because these things are amazing at starting fires. But as always with Japanese cruisers, do not sleep on the AP, okay? Every match you guys ever see me play in these Japanese destroyer or cruisers, you will 100% see me use AP at some point, particularly when I get a good opportunity on cruisers. Um, that being said, we are using Hagero or whoever you use for your Japanese cruise. Whoever you have on Mayoko, put on here. But we these are on sale right now, so I figured I would cover them. So Nikolai Kuzganov and Menbeli, and for our traits, I've actually switched from using Beyond Range to Burn It Down XXL, and I think I'm going to do that on a lot more of my spammy cruisers. But Burn It Down XXL, Igniter, Hellfire, Fixated, and Refill Station. So for our upgrades, you're definitely gonna want to take main battery in mod 2. Okay, this is almost critical. I'm a big fan of aiming systems mod 1 and not boosting your turret traverse, but this ship you have to. All right. Um, actually, the Japanese cruisers get Japanese destroyer dispersion anyway, so they're pretty accurate. And I hate giving up accuracy, but you have to, or it's so unusable you can't use them. These turrets, if you played Mayoko, are rough. I think it's something like 47 seconds or something base. Second mod is always propulsion mod. Third slot, concealment. We'll go over the perks. Relatively decent sonar, and a catapult fighter. Also, don't take defensive AA. But anyway, here, guys, these are the same stats over the Mayoko, but I'll breeze through them because of that. But you have 39,000 health, um, and your main guns reach out to 16.2 on this build with a 23% chance of fire. And these HE shells do damage. Okay, these things they pen. What is it? 37 millimeters. It's actually I think even more than that to be honest. But they pen everything. Alright. And you do a lot of damage. I love Japanese cruisers or heavy cruisers. I don't know what it is. They're just a lot of fun to play. I've been finding myself really into cruisers recently. This is one of the lines that's definitely in it. Now, the turret traverse time, as you can see, it's pretty terrible. Okay. The other thing is with these heavy cruisers, do not sleep on this AP. You would be shocked at the amount of times I catch people off guard with this AP. Torpedoes, they have terrible firing angles. These are the ones that only fire off the back half of the ship. They're good for kiting and backing into stuff. As you're going to see in our match today. Our match is going to be a little bit different than the normal guide because you guys, we already have the Mayoko guide. This one's just going to be slightly different. This is a match where I have to spot for myself, kind of like always, I guess, but you will see that here in a minute. But these torps hit pretty good. For 610, they're a little bit low damage, but for the tier, they're very good torps. Okay. AA defense, not great at all. So you don't like it focused in the carrier maneuverability. These things are pretty quick, but they have a terrible turning circle. You do not want to maybe be making broadside turns in front of it at people if you don't need to, Concealment is pretty good as well at 10-3. Our stats on this, this is the ship I used for the video. Uh, Not ideal, I guess. Even with us not taking that main battery dispersion buff, you can see to boost the turret traverse, which is what, 37 seconds. It's not good. It's worse than almost all battleships. But you can see with that, even with that being said, our accuracy is still pretty good with this thing. And you see, we've struggled winning matches. It hasn't necessarily be because of me per se. We just had matchmaking not be wonderful, but honestly, it happens, right? So you'll see that in our match as well. Um, Average of 80,000 damage, pretty solid at tier 6 for a cruiser. Just like Mayoko, I do really pretty solid in this. And, as we play more games probably down the road in this, I'm going to have some pretty crazy games, I'm assuming, in this thing. It's just what happens when I get into the Japanese cruisers. I don't know, they fit me pretty well. Armor, you got to be real careful here. 16 millimeter, meaning anything over 8 inches is gonna overmatch you. So Cheshire and bigger, basically. Graspy, you got to be careful of. And why is that a problem? You have this really easy to hit Citadel. You do not want to go broadside in this ship at all. I can assure you, I have depth struck more Mayokos. They're probably in the top 10 of ships I've depth struck. You got to be careful with these. As we start the match, it's disclaimer time. This is a beginner's video meant to help people new to the ship or new to the game. This is not meant for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything in the universe. There are multiple ways to play and build this ship, and I am an above average player, not the world's best. I make mistakes. You may see one in this match. You didn't come here for pronunciations. I'm as good as anybody at slaughtering beautiful languages all the time. With that out of the way, we are going to show you something just a little bit different since we already did the Mayoko match. You're going to notice that there is a battleship behind me telling me to get back. Also, I wouldn't go broadside normally to get off your torps, but there's no way we're going to get detected that early on Sanctuary or Estuary, one of my absolute favorite maps. I like the bigger version, but we are bottom tier, so I can't just go rush in behind this. I don't know what's behind this island. Also, if you're going to see here, if you're watching Iowa, kudos to you, okay? This Iowa was getting ready to run away. We actually messaged him, hey, don't run away. I figured he was a new player. I was nice to him. I said, don't run away. That's not a good way to play Iowa. And I need your help. And to his credit, you probably seen him throw up the checkmark thingy doodler, right? When I sent that message to him. And, he's a new player. He might not have been in chat, so that's why I figured I'd message him. And he 100% to his credit comes and helps. Now it takes him a little bit to get his turn and get back up here, and we're gonna be a little bit careful. We're almost outrunning him in reverse because we have prop mod. But the reason we are going in reverse, 2 reasons mainly. If we need to get out of here, we can absolutely get out of here, and we're gonna back up at any moment. We can take off if we need to. Also, Japanese torps are on the back of the ship. As you saw, our fighting angles, they're not good. We are 100% gonna back up. I'm also asking the carrier just to see if there's anything over the island for me. And you're gonna notice there's a cruiser. I think it's like a Riga. There is a cruiser sitting right there broadside, right? You can kind of see it on the map. And we haven't been spotted yet, so I'm gonna keep backing up. And we're slowing down a little bit. We want our Iowa to catch up, be able to catch up. And like I said, if you're the Iowa, if you are, I think his name was Cloud. If you are Cloud, thank you for taking advice, man. Even after the slow start, he's going to have a decent game. And thank you again for taking advice and coming up with me on this push. Now, you can see our carrier and cruiser has left us. I'm not too worried about that. If I can get one player normally with me, sometimes, you know, I'll even do this. I probably would have done this on my own anyway, but having a big old battleship with to sidetrack some people is super beneficial. Now you're going to see we pop our sonar because we don't want to walk into something around this corner that we can't get away from. Right? There is no destroyer right here. And actually, even though we've had done nothing for basically our first few minutes, we're going to have a little bit more fun here at the end. We're going to throw out torps just in case somebody, we know there's a cruiser over there. So in case he decides to come out, we're going to slowly back up. We have AP loading now because we know this Riga is right here, and we can catch him off guard. Now you can see here, we do see that there's another cruiser there, and we're going to try to catch him off guard. Now I smoked him island because that's what I do. I'm good at telling islands who's bosses. Otherwise, that Riga would have been in much worse shape. As you can see, we get a couple citadels on him. And we're going to get a little bit unlucky here. He's going to start reversing in time to not eat all of them. And you can see the destroyer is there as well. So I'm kind of aiming for both of them. Because that's what I like to hunt. And you can see we actually do get a little bit on the destroyer when he comes back into range here. And our battleship is actually coming up, but he's slowing down. So I'm telling him, hey, don't be scared. You're the biggest thing over here, right? There's no reason to be scared. Then I see what he sees. He's looking at the carrier. He can reach a carrier. I can't quite yet. So we're going to go ahead and send out some torps. And I don't know if that was Cloud or not, but somebody got a big chunk of that carrier. I'm guessing it was the Iowa next to me. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to go ahead and try to get rid of this destroyer because I have a craving for murdering destroyers. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just a thing I like to do. And we do get a pretty good chunk off him again. And we have kind of made our own path. We're helping also spot for our team over here. And of course we figured torps were coming, but our sonar was down. We couldn't have seen them. So we very well could have ate one of them torps here. Also, Riga is starting to give me the broadside, so we're going to keep hitting Riga here. The destroyer's a little bit out of range, and Fiji here is giving up a little bit of broadside. And quickly, before we go back, we want to take one shot at the Chekhov to try to get rid of it. Fiji is now gone, so I'm glad I didn't waste my shot on him. And obviously, we know there's a cruiser behind us at some point here. But we're going to go ahead and get ourselves stuck in an island because I'm a moron. I wish there was a good explanation for that, but there's not. I just didn't see that little part that's holding us up. You'll see there's just a little tiny jut of an island that was holding us up. We'll go back to the cruiser. Now, if you're playing this ship most of the time, HE is going to be the good way. But because we put ourselves in a good spot for crossfires, that's what we're doing. And granted, we haven't got like 4,000 citadels off of it, but we have hurt this entire side, and they're completely running from us. They're running from just me and this one ship, and running completely from us right into the rest of our team. And you're going to see here the Indianapolis, he was shooting HE, so we continue with our turn. Now, he does actually shoot AP here, but he's going to give up his broadside doing it. And we're angled enough where it chunks us but doesn't kill us here. And that's not going to be good for him as he starts to angle in. We get a citadel there. We overpinned 5 of them, as you can see here. And now we're going to send just 2 turrets over. And you're going to see he angled just a little bit too much to us. And we absolutely chunk him. I'm not worried about him. We're going to go ahead and try to get rid of Chekhov now because we know that guy is heading behind the island. And we're going to work on the Riga. I'm not worried about that cruiser or that Indianapolis. He didn't want to fight, so We're not going to chase them. Let's get this cap just in case something were to go bad. Obviously, looking pretty good. But you never know, right? And no, Fiji's out. We're going to take a shot here and try to murderize him. And we are actually going to yoink that kill. Was just trying to get rid of him. And to our Iowa's credit, as you can see, you know, this is the Iowa that I messaged. He's actually going to go charge this Indianapolis. Obviously, he's not a lot of health left, but you can see he is playing solid. Now we throw torps in case he's coming this way. I figure he probably doesn't want much to do with me anymore. But you can see the AP on this thing is fantastic if given the opportunity, right? Otherwise, in fact, them cruisers at distance, I probably should be using HE on. You definitely want to use HE more. I just had a lot of broadsides and got a little hungry. But the Iowa comes over here and finishes off the Indianapolis as we clearly help our team in this match. You guys let me know what you guys think of the premium version of Mayoko. It is a decent money maker at tier 6. Top of the leaderboard, helping our team win. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you folks next time. Have a good one.